Sarah Jane Siddon for Hotline down at Takina, where we're here with, I forgot your name. I think it started again. Zinzan. There you go. I'll give you the Hotline hat. There you go. I was going to ask, what do you do and why are you here?
Well, what I do, I was an ex-rugby player, and I'm here. Actually, I'm actually here for my dad's funeral, which I just buried him a couple of days ago. So we had a fantastic send off here. So I was absolutely delighted, and I got invited down by Robin through Ian Kleinak to come down to here, and I'm here for the charity and the good cause, and we've just had a couple of rounds of golf that we've played, and it's been thoroughly enjoyable. But it's
how did you go at golf?
I was let's move on.
I guess you can hear from there. Okay. And what's your favourite thing about Wellington?
Wellington, windy Wellington and the rain, but I had one of my best games here in Wellington Athletic Park in 1996 against the Australians, and just happened to be on that day here, which it turned up. The weather was absolutely appalling, and we beat Australia in very, very cold conditions, wet. And I think it was 43-5.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so I was absolutely smoked.
So even though the weather was bad down here, it still was such a good game. I can imagine that.
Well, it's a great game too, and you're beating your little mates just across the ditch.
I see you out there. And I also wanted to say, who was your inspiration?
My inspiration as when I was a youngster was Sid Going, and a Welshman called Gareth Edwards. And Gareth Edwards was I loved his movement, I loved his play, but for me, Sid Going was a little hero of mine when I was a youngster. Mm-hmm. So yeah. It was
and brilliant. Who was the messiest in your team?
The messiest? I was on the radar, but I wasn't the messiest. But on the touring side of things here, I would have said, well, you've just touched on. We've had a chat with about him, but Richard Lowe's not very tidy, and
there you go.
Yeah, so yeah, but he's a good teammate. That's the most important thing here. When you go 8 weeks on tour with a guy called Richard Lowe, and but he's a good man on the wheel, and a good teammate, and he's a fantastic tourist.
There you go. And I also wanted to ask, do you want to say anything to Ian out there, the Life Flight Trust, or any of the audience watching?
Well, all I want to say to Ian, look, you're just an absolutely amazing guy. I've known Ian for quite a few years, and he's an absolutely a delight to work to. He's a good man. He's always upbeat here. He does all really, really, really positive things, and I was absolutely delighted when I saw him when he met me 2 days ago in a golf match. And I've just seen him in the last 3 days. So look, he's been good. He's just I'd call him a mate actually, because he's just one of those guys here. There's the element, the likability factor is always good. So yeah, Ian Kleinak you're the man.
And what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to have a couple of beverages, but I'm not going to go crazy because I'm not 21 anymore, so I need to make sure that I actually last the weekend and enjoy the rugby tomorrow. So yes. I'm going to save myself, and I'm not going to go to the wall. Yeah. So don't tell my teammates either that. So
great game to expect tomorrow.
Yeah.
So anyways, I wanted to say thank you for coming on to Hotline.
Absolute pleasure.
Cheers. That was Sarah Jane Siddon down here for Hotline.
Wellington on a good day or even a bad day too. You can't beat Wellington, it's a cliche, but nonetheless it's true.